What's going on, guys? This is Young Lee Jr. Breaking news. So I would say this is good news. So you have the three individuals that was accused of killing XXXTentacion back in June in 2018 is now has been convicted. Okay, so they can be behind bars for life. And this has been that's been a long trial as well, because I couldn't really cover this trial too much because I was really focusing more on the Alex Murdaugh trial. But I was going to go ahead and give my respects to XXXTentacion and their family, because I guess at least justice was served. Now, you had an individual named Robert Allen. He was a man that pleaded guilty last year, and he testified against these three individuals named Michael Boatwright. You had Dedrick Williams and Trayvon Newsom. They were all in their 20s. And we all know that XXXTentacion was in Florida, and he was at a motorcycle shop, Harley Davidson shop, and he had $50,000 in his bag that he withdrew from the bank, and he was robbed. And one of the lawyers was actually trying to say that, in the defense, that, well, this is kind of irrelevant because the DNA does not match, I'm saying, on the person of XXXTentacion and the murder. But it was kind of irrelevant, according to the prosecutor, because it was cell phone data that actually showed them near the motorcycle shop there he was at. And in 2 or 3 hours later, they ended up taking all his $100 bills, and they were flashing it all over social media. So that was their fault. So, I mean, regardless if the DNA was there or not, I mean, they were present, and they actually had his money that they were flashing, saying that it was theirs. So this was completely it was ridiculous, man, how they took this young man's life. I remember this before I joined the military. I was talking about this, like, man, I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of XXXTentacion, but I did listen to some of his music, and I respect people who did. I mean, he talks about mainly about abandonment, loneliness, depression. And he actually, after his death, man, he climbed up the ranks in the UK and the United States. It was thousands of fans that attended his memorial as well. So I want to say it was a good day in the justice system. Justice was served. XXXTentacion, I mean, even though he utilized his music, he was able to connect with people all over the world, man. I mean, depression hits from, regardless of how old you are, if you're 12 to like 55 or 60, it doesn't, and he was cool, man. I mean, he linked up with a lot of artists in the industry. And he was unique. He was always encouraging, saying like, hey, man, go ahead and follow your dreams. Now, I'm not going to say XXXTentacion was a saint, because, I mean, during his career, he was about to face like at least 15 felony charges of domestic battery against a pregnant woman, and strangulation. It was a lot of that stuff was going on too in his career. So he was actually getting heavy criticized for that. Like, oh man, he beat up a woman, and this is not a man that you should look up to in the music industry. But other than that, man, he still didn't deserve to go ahead and lose his life. I mean, he did do charity events. He did speak in many venues. So I mean, he was productive, man. Everyone is not perfect, man. So, but at the end of the day, man, I just want to go ahead and talk about this. This is really huge. So you guys continue to like, comment, subscribe, share this video. And they're gonna do life in prison, man. So I'm out. Deuces.